my nose is gonna kill me. Hi blondies! Don't judge me. I'm feeling wintry, plus I'm sick, if you guys can't tell. So please bear with me at the moment. So I really hope that you guys liked my video for Party Princess Company owners. It is basically my guide to tips and tricks into running your own Party Princess Company, whether you're starting it or you just got it because you bought it from somebody else, or you are simply an owner looking for more tips and tricks and advantages into getting your way into this wonderful venture into the unknown.
Into the unknown.
Thanks to that video, I was inspired to not only film videos for Party Princess Company owners, but for performers, for people who want to be part of Party Princess Company owners, or just like the general Party Princess community, to give you guys tips, tricks, my storytelling, and all of that kind of fun stuff, because the Party Princess community is one that I love so much. This video is going to be for all of you beautiful ladies and gents who want to be a part of a Party Princess Company. I am going to teach you in today's video how to ace your Party Princess Company audition and get you that wonderful spot into portraying one of these amazing characters. Before starting this video, I just want to state, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at happy.blonde.s. I have amazing Party Princess Company pictures, and the link into my own Party Princess Company pixie dusted is also over there, so definitely check that out. And before clicking out of this video, don't forget to join the hashtag Blondie Squad by clicking the subscribe button. Now, without any further ado, let's get on into acing your audition. So let's say this is you. One day you're just scrolling through your phone and you see a Party Princess Company that is looking for performers. It's hiring performers. And you want to get this audition right, because most of these companies do online auditions. Like mine, I just had auditions literally the day before I'm filming this video, and we don't have time to do open casting calls. It is a lot of work, so usually we do things online. Now, even though it's online, you gotta get this audition done right, because every single move that you make, whether it's clicking a button or giving out a response or even sending the wrong picture, it could really not get you a spot into the company. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys what you guys need to do, or at least need to have, in order to 99.9% sure get into the company of your dreams. When you look at this performer ad, the first thing that you need to have handy is your resume. Now, I'm not talking about 3 paragraphs. I'm not talking about a blank piece of paper with just your name and your phone on it. No. I'm talking about a full-blown resume with the 5 key points. And those 5 key points are, obviously, besides your name and all that kind of fun stuff, your work experience, your education history, your references, your contact information, and for performers, your physical information. If you are a performer, usually people are looking for performers with a certain type of physique to obviously portray these characters. It's important for you to have your physical information on your resume. Hair color, eye color, how tall are you? For example, I just finished auditions for my own Party Princess Company, and one of the characters that I was looking for is Tinkerbell. Now, I am friends with Tinkerbell, but sometimes I can't be friends with Tinkerbell because I am portraying another character at another party. So I need a girl to be literally my double. I'm not going to hire a 5'8" Tinkerbell performer. That is not a thing. So it comes in really handy when in your resume I can see how tall you are. Same thing as clothing sizes. It is so handy for Party Princess Company owners to know your size in advance, because they know what costumes you can fit. So that's the importance of a full-blown professional resume. It is so nice when you are a company owner and you're looking at other people's resumes and literally their information seems to not fit on a piece of paper, because it shows how much work experience you have. And if you want to add to those 5 key points, you can add a 6th one, that those are your skills. If you can dance, if you can sing, if you are bilingual, if you have office skills, I don't know, just make that as packed as you possibly can so that your employer or your future employer sees that you are a hardworking, capable person. Moving on, we are going to talk about pictures. Usually when you are hiring people, you need to look at their face. Like I mentioned, we're looking for people who look like princesses or prince or Disney characters per se. So pictures are really important. Please do not send the following pictures to the people who could possibly hire you. Duck face selfie. Hi mirror selfie. Look at my boobs from this angle selfie. Peeps, come on. We're talking about a company, an already formed company looking for serious people, and you're sending these types of pictures. No! If you are a performer and you don't have a headshot, you have two options. You either run and get a professional photographer or a friend to do those headshots for you professionally with a professional DSLR camera, or just grab your phone. If you have an iPhone or another Android phone, but I just know a lot about iPhones, so I'm gonna take those as reference. iPhone cameras are high quality cameras. Just get a friend to do a baby resume headshot shoot for you. We're talking about pictures that you can put on your resume. And when you are sending out those pictures, it is also important that you send a full body picture and a headshot. If the company just asks for a headshot, like, it's fine, but usually sending both gives the company a little bit more of an overview, again, of how you look like. It's important to have good lighting, your face showing, not a lot of makeup. Don't cake your face with makeup because we want to see you. And don't have anything distracting in the picture. Like, literally, just go out, find a tree. I'm literally telling you what to do. Find a tree or a wall or a beach. Stand far away from it so that the background kind of blurs a little bit. And smile. Take a picture with a shirt that doesn't have a weird print on it. Have a solid shirt, have a clean face, have clean hair. Just look as Victoria's Secret model as you can look. That's really what we're looking for in those pictures, that we can see your face and that it is a quality looking picture. On another note, now we are going to go and talk about your set of skills. Do not, under any circumstance, audition for a party princess company if you can't act, if you can't sing, or if you don't have dance basics. I am going to be really, really honest and crude here. Disney princesses are known for their dancing, their singing, and obviously, if you're going to portray a character, you need to be able to act. Now, it's important to have a little bit of experience, at least, in each of those areas. For example, I am not a strong singer. I can sing because I just can. I've taken singing lessons, but it is not my strong suit. I am a very strong dancer, a very strong performer for theater and acting, and a moderate singer. But I can balance the singing with the other two out. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you're a strong singer and you are a strong actor, but you don't have that many dancing skills. And that's okay, because you have proficiency in two of those areas. The important thing is that you can actually do the three areas, because most party princess companies do hire performers who sing, because again, the party princesses sing and people love hearing Let It Go at a party. So keep that in mind and be open to learning as well. For example, I am not a strong singer and I portray Elsa. It is so hard every single time that I have a Frozen party. But I just get my head in the game. I literally train myself for a very long amount of time before the party. And yeah, I'm just really outgoing in that way, and I don't develop that fear for, oh my gosh, like, I can't do this, I don't know how to do this, I'm gonna freak out, I'm not gonna be able to do it. These companies want people who are like, oh yeah, sure, like, I'm not a strong singer, but I can totally work on it. I will take singing lessons, or maybe we can work hand in hand with this, like, song. Be outgoing and optimistic, just like that, like a princess. Now, when we're talking about phone interviews, I am the type of person that if I pre-select girls before I pick them, I do phone interviews. Please don't answer the phone saying, hello! Like, oh my god, come on, people. Be professional at all times. If you answer your phone that way, you are not ready to be a party princess. Because party princesses are on the spot at every single moment. And it's kind of like a charm that you need to have, personally, to be able to fit in this job. Because again, we are always on the spot. Kids are always asking things. and it's a struggle. On another note, here is a tip that is going to help you so much, and it is not going to stress out your future employer like many people stressed me out this weekend when I was holding auditions. Everybody has a favorite princess. That's a thing. My favorite princess is Rapunzel. I am lucky enough that a lot of people say that I look like Rapunzel enough for me to be able to portray Rapunzel in my own company. Because I was not going to portray Rapunzel if I didn't look like her. Like, for example, I love Princess Aurora, but I can't portray her. Like, I just can't. My physical features don't let me. I don't have that slim of a face. I am not as tall and thin as she would look, so I cannot. Please do not send over a resume saying the following. Oh yes, well this is my name and this is my age and I think that I am the perfect Princess Ariel. Like, people tell me that I look so much like her and that's the character that I want to portray. So many people this weekend messaged me thinking that they knew better than I do to know which character they could portray. Here's the dealio, especially in my company. I was a Walt Disney World Parks performer. I got the chance to literally look at these princesses, the real park princesses, less than a feet away. I know how these princesses look. Not to mention that I have exquisite eye for detail. It's just a thing that I've always had. So I look at the movies and, for example, I can tell you that Ariel has really big eyes and they tend to go like a little bit doughy towards the end because that's how her animation is done. She has really long eyelashes and her lip, she doesn't have a cupid's bow at the top. She has a really thin upper lip without a cupid's bow, and this one is a little bit bigger and thicker, but not entirely, so that when she goes like that, her lips almost look like a line. She is really little. She's 16 years old, so she's not a giant in terms of height, but she's also not tiny. And that's only like a little overview. You can't tell me that you look like Ariel because you have red dyed hair. Everybody can dye their hair a certain color. That doesn't give you the right to say that you look like a princess, because your employers are Party Princess employers because, like, for a reason. We are the owners for a reason, because we have that eye for detail and we know what we're looking for and we know where each of you fit. Don't try to go on top of me and tell me how to do my job and how to place you in my job. Just be happy that you can be able to portray a princess, because it is a really important job. Sometimes we have favorite like Disney princesses that we can't portray, like me with Aurora. It's not my favorite, but I can't portray her, and she used to be my favorite before Rapunzel came around. Another thing about me is that, for example, I do look like Tinkerbell, because I do. I don't love portraying Tinkerbell. But that's just a thing, and you kind of learn to love these characters that you are not so fond of when you start portraying them, because each and every character has something unique and beautiful about them. My point is, don't go out to an audition or don't send out a message to a casting call thinking that you know more than your future employer. We know where to place you. Trust us. Trust us that we know where to place you. And each princess is beautiful. Again, keeping that in mind, if you are going to an open casting call, which calls for you to literally take your body and walk through a door to meet the people who are about to hire you or about to interview you, don't tell them the princess that you want unless they ask you. Unless we ask you, like, hey, what kind of princess would you like to portray if you were given the chance? Because sometimes we do ask that, because those answers are important. But unless we tell you that, again, don't say, like, yeah, I'm gonna portray this because I think that I'm the perfect this. Because maybe you think that way because she is your favorite princess. But it's not necessarily what your physicality says about you. You're going to these presidential auditions. Don't say the princess that you want, but imply the princess that you look like through your physical appearance. For example, when I was auditioning for my 2016 DCP performer audition, I know that I apparently look like Rapunzel, but the character that I look like the most is Tinkerbell. It will always be Tinkerbell. So, I did not go into the audition saying, hey you guys, I'm here to portray Tinkerbell and to audition for Tinkerbell. No. But what I did was that I tied my hair up in a bun. At that time I had longer hair. I tied my hair up in a bun just like hers, with a ribbon just like hers. And even though I did not wear green, I'm going to insert a picture right over here, I do resemble the character. So when the people auditioning the performers, they're going to look at you and maybe you are looking for that Jasmine role, but you don't have that black long hair. Maybe wear a little bit of blue, like the blue that she wears in the movie, and maybe try to maybe just put your hair up this way at least, so that when the people casting look at you, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she would do great as Jasmine. Like, you know, she has the colors and she has sort of that physicality. Okay, something to keep in mind that is highly important, and it's something that I struggle with a lot, and I know that it's something that as a performer I need to work on, but sometimes we have the experience necessary and sometimes we look physically perfect, but just not for this role. We just can't manipulate what they're casting. I mean, I had a girl wanted to cast this audition for my Party Princess company, but she was 5'8". And again, I'm casting Tinkerbell. There's no way. There's no way. She had all the experience and she was beautiful, but there are just some characters that we can't portray because our physical features don't let us, or because we just can't fit the costume or something like that. Like, we can't change certain things. Like, that's why I say don't tell people that you look like a certain character because you dyed your hair that way. It's so much more. A character has so many facial features and personality traits that sometimes we even put out there. A lot of people say that I'm really optimistic, like Rapunzel, and it's a good thing because I love Rapunzel. But at the same time, I know that I have personality features for maybe Ariel. And I can portray Ariel, but I don't look at her like her, I think. I've never portrayed Ariel in my life, and I think I'm going to portray her this year, so that's going to be interesting seeing me with red hair. That's just how things work. I mean, in my case, like, I'd love to portray Mulan, because she's a badass, but, you know, I don't look Chinese, or I don't even have the closest features to manipulate my face with makeup to be able to look Chinese, because my eyes are huge, like Rapunzel's, and Elsa's, and Anna's. So those are the characters that I usually portray. So yeah, don't feel bad if you think that you have everything but you don't get casted. Sometimes it's out of our control. If you really want to ace your princess audition, like really, really, really ace it, aside from having the great resume and the amazing looking picture and being humble and accepting any role that they give you and keeping your optimism up, you know, in case they don't cast you or anything, the most important thing that you can do is research and prepare. We are not going to hire performers who can't tell the princesses apart. I mean, that's something that you gotta know when you're hiring, like when you're looking for a job. You're not going to apply to a mechanic's job if you've never fixed a car in your life. Same goes for party princessing. Disney knowledge is something that every party princess needs to have, or party character, because again, you're portraying these characters, you're bringing them to life. You're literally taking something from a piece of animation, let's say Cinderella, something that was animated back in 1950, in 2D, and bringing it to life. You need to know everything about her. That her prince is named Prince Charming, and the little mice are named Jack, Jack, and Gus, and she has two stepsisters, which are Anastasia and Drizella, and her stepmother, and that her father died, and in some cases he is actually considered a duke. You need to know all those things. You need to know the color of her dress, the color of her hair, how she talks, how she moves, all that fun stuff. Not to mention know her songs, and you know, always do your research before going to an audition. Look at the movies. If, for example, the audition says, like, if it's a presential audition, and the audition says, bring a prepared piece, don't prepare a piece that you can't perform. Like, don't go in there and prepare into the unknown without ever taking singing lessons. If you're a moderate singer, prepare a piece of a character that you think you can get casted as, but that doesn't have that high of a pitch. Me, for example, I'm an alto, so Rapunzel songs are easy for me, Ariel songs are easy for me, Belle songs are sometimes easy for me, Anna songs are easy for me. So if I were to go into an audition right now, I prepare either an Anna or a Rapunzel type of audition because I look like both of them. If it's like Rapunzel, well, right now I have short hair, so it's kind of like the hair that she has when Flynn cut her hair, and like I'm blonde, so I can prepare maybe a song for her, or I can just put my hair into braids and prepare an Anna piece. You see, everything just goes hand in hand, your physical features with how you prepare yourself and the character that you do research on. But it's really, really important to do research on these characters and really prepare yourself for that audition, because it is what is going to be what will set you apart from everybody else, not to mention your work experience. Every single work experience counts. Again, put that on that resume. Camp counselor, voluntary work, promotions, that one-time job that you did just one day, even voluntary work. All of that is work, and it goes in your resume, and it looks friggin' amazing. Just really do that research. And again, also do research on the company that you are applying to. Know what they stand for, know where they're located, know a little bit of their story so that you know who you're going to work for. So we have reached the end of this video. I really hope that these little tips and tricks are going to help you ace your future Party Princess audition. And if I missed anything, or if you guys just want to clarify some doubts, don't hesitate on messaging me on my Instagram or commenting down below anything that I missed or anything that you want specific help on, and I will gladly respond to that. Stay tuned into my next video. We are on a roll with these videos. I'm so happy that I'm back on YouTube, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one and have a magical day. Bye!